Let me ask you a question. How many of you believe that Donald Trump is the reincarnation of the former Italian leader, Benito Mussolini? Well, I'm going to show you some facts that will leave you thinking. Attention, everyone. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is inviting you to join us in September for the African Union CARICOM Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Sign up for the 3-day package and be a part of the AU CARICOM Summit, plus take in all of the sights of Addis Ababa, the new flower. Or you can opt for our 9-day cultural national tour, and that will engulf sites like Lalibela, Aksum, the Simeon Mountains, and much more. Transportation, accommodation, and your meals all included. So contact us now and reserve your spot. Email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com or visit our website priestisaacinstitute.com. Ethiopia. See you there. Blessed love once again, royal family. We glorify Emperor Haile Selassie I. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. You are in the tiger's nest. Very important question. And it's a question, what do you think? Now, first of all, many individuals do not believe in reincarnation, but you should understand that this is a spiritual world and this is prophecy and history being fulfilled. Now, first of all, let us look at this from this angle. You know our brother Ibrahim Chore. I'm talking about in Burkina Faso. Do you know many people consider him to be the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara? Many people say when Thomas Sankara was murdered, within a couple months, several months really, here came Ibrahim Chore, and now he moves like Sankara. He may look somewhat like Sankara, maybe not a spitting image, but he would dress like Sankara. His behavior, even the things that he put in place as a governor of his people, is like Thomas Sankara. So ones were saying that, hey, this must be the reincarnation, if not reincarnation, at least some level of sharing the spirit, spiritual communication with the ancestor. Now, a few programs ago, I was highlighting to the family that even the features of Donald Trump and Benito Mussolini quite similar. One with, I guess, here, and one without, quite similar. Even the behavior, even the mind frame, quite similar. But look at this. Interestingly, Benito Mussolini died in 1945, and I'm sure you know how he died. He came to a bitter end, you know. He was murdered, killed by his own people, himself, his mistress, and some of his soldiers, some of his top commanders with him were killed by his own people in Milan Square, and he was hung upside down at a petrol station. That's Benito Mussolini. And just quickly, for those who may not know, because Benito Mussolini is not someone that is highlighted, for example, like Adolf Hitler. And remember, Adolf Hitler and the whole Nazi campaign are children to Benito Mussolini and fascism. When you hear about fascism, you're talking about Mussolini. Now, listen to this good, which is a march on Rome. Keep this in mind. One of the reasons why they will not tell you that much about Mussolini is because if you speak of Mussolini, you have to speak not of Hitler, you have to speak of Haile Selassie I and Ethiopia, because it was Benito Mussolini who invaded Ethiopia in 1935 and 1936 and was defeated after a period of about 5 years. This is why his people would have hung him upside down because of the turmoil that he carried them through with his unjust wars. So, fascism now, and this is another very important point when it comes to the whole aspect of fascism. Fascism now, there's a specific symbol that is used, and that symbol is still seen today. And it's really a bronze symbol, the fasci, the bundle of sticks that are wrapped together, and you could see the symbol of what appears to be like a axe blade itself, but it's the bundle of sticks wrapped together, somewhat scrolled up, and you have the symbol of peace with it. But if you are to observe in the US governmental symbol, system, pardon me, you see that symbol appearing in several places, especially in the House of Congress, where the president would give his speech to the joint house. So that symbol lives, and it has a very prominent space, really, from my observation, as it relates to that system. All right. Now, as I said, Benito Mussolini, interestingly, Benito Mussolini died in 1945. And Donald Trump was born in 1946. As you could see, that is why I mentioned earlier that Thomas Sankara and even our leader today of Burkina Faso, they were just several months apart. One died and the other was born, and the same thing. And we highlight again, outside of just physical features, I want to highlight the signature of both Donald Trump and Benito Mussolini. Now, let me just say it off the bat. It's not the exact same signature. So don't expect them to, wow, they look exactly alike. No, that's not the case. But it's something to observe. Now, Mussolini has an interesting signature where it just appears as if it's just rolling hills getting small and small until it reaches to a specific point where the rolling curved hills become very jagged. Just observe it, especially at the end, where the rolling curved hills become very jagged. And that is Mussolini's signature. Now, when you observe the signature of Donald Trump as well, what you have that constant rolling, especially again in that latter part, you have the rolling hills, but the vast majority of the rolling hills are jagged. But again, you observe the signature pattern of Donald Trump and you observe the signature pattern of Mussolini again, especially at the end. I'm not saying that they look exactly the same, it's two different names. Donald Trump would have written his name or scribbled, whatever you'd want to call it, there to create what he has created, and whatever Mussolini would have done with all these M's, and again, the jagged hills at the end. The point is, when you observe them, when you study them, you can see the very same pattern right there at the end. Now, what is outstanding and why I thought it was necessary to bring up this subject area at this time was in relation to the situation in Ethiopia. Now, you would have heard Donald Trump mention recently about Ethiopia and his friend in Egypt, and that Egypt is quite concerned about the building of the dam in Ethiopia, which is the Grand Renaissance Dam, the GERD, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. And we would have highlighted the fact that Donald Trump would have said that the US of A would have stupidly, that's the term he used, financed the Ethiopian dam. Now, first of all, we did a program on that where we highlighted that that is quite questionable that the USA financed that dam. Not going to go into the depths of that here. We highlighted all of this in our ambassador's pen, our monthly magazine that highlights geopolitics specifically from an Afrocentric point of view. 1st of July edition of the Ambassador's Pen literally has an article in it, a feature as well, highlighting Donald Trump's claim, first of all, of the US of A funding the dam. And then it also goes into the whole aspect of the Ethiopian government pushing back that claim, because Donald Trump wrote that on his social media platform that the USA somewhat had something to do with funding that dam. But anyway, when he sat with the president of NATO, or the head of NATO, I should say, the head of NATO, a few days ago, he clearly said that the Ethiopia built this dam. He didn't call the name Ethiopia, but we know who he's speaking about. And it's troubling Egypt. I'm paraphrasing now. And the Nile should not be without water. And we got to do something about that. Now, I don't know exactly what he plans to do about that. I know they move in different ways, whether it's sanctions, whether it's tariffs, that seems to be the big thing now, tariffs, whether it's ostracizing the country, or whether it's bombs. I don't know exactly what he has in mind. But the last time Mussolini troubled Ethiopia, what happened is that warring factions forgot about their fighting. The last time El Duce decided that he wanted to go and trouble the Black Man King, eh? People that we thought would never get together decided that, hey, we're going to follow one man. We're going to follow one idea, because this happened already during the time of Menelik II. And what I notice is that when Ethiopians are threatened by an outside force, somehow they seem to unite. This may be a blessing in disguise. This may be the Mussolini return, but don't worry. We know how to handle that. And listen to me, good family. Remember, because there are those out there pushing the division. I'm talking about between the Amhara, the Oroma, people that look alike, trying to say that they're a different nation. People that look alike. You can't tell one from another, especially those of us who are not trained like that. Follow me good. But yet still, when we observe this, if the threat comes, it's not no threat to the Amhara. It's not no threat to the Tigrayan. Even you Eritreans, you're in trouble too. The whole region, when these beasts come in to take over the minerals, the resources, and the rare earth minerals, they call it. So give thanks for unity, because Haile Selassie the first is 133 years old now. That's Psalms 133. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to live together in unity and love. So Ethiopia, don't mind the rest of the world trying to bet and gamble on which faction of Ethiopia go murder which faction of Ethiopia. That's what the world trying to do. The world want to see you fall, Ethiopia. I'm not talking about the people in Ethiopia. I'm talking about Black people. And many of you Ethiopians that are in London, that are in Washington, D.C., that are in Atlanta, that are in New York, and other places of the world. In the same way, you can see unity when you're outside of Ethiopia. Tell your family at home, hey, listen, man, you don't know where I'm Haran, but I'm getting along with the Tigrayan sister here in New York, because we only have each other here. So we need to do the same thing at home, because the wolf is there too. As I said, he's saying that, hey, we got to solve the problem. And these fellas solve problems some very strange ways. Look at him. Look at him. Problems? Right now, the internet is swarm of how many little girls, little 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds that him and some of these other fellas were playing pitter-patter with. But anyway, we will leave it at that. Remember, Ethiopia, you are seeing us right now. Family, the mission to Ethiopia is on. Family, there's so many things you can do to support. Number one, remember, this is the Ambassador's Pen magazine. How many of you would have gone through this, our previous edition of the Ambassador's Pen? Go below the video. The link is in the description below the video, and you see all our previous magazines, all the ambassador pens, and of course the Kidemis. And look forward to the upcoming Kidemi. That is gonna be a blow you away. I'm telling you for sure. Looking forward to launching that one there. A lot of work's going on here behind the scenes. So, Royal Family, how many of you would have already emailed me to get the copy of the proposal for the mission to Ethiopia, Royal Family? Again, family, remember, this is a mission from the heart, and I'm looking forward to those of you who are really on the team, those of you who comprehend what we're doing, to at least take a look at the proposal of the mission. And again, we want you to come on board. So even if you're not coming to Ethiopia with us, we want you to at least advertise. Very important. Advertise with us in the ambassador's pen. Take a feature out in the magazine Kidemi. Spend some money with the institute so we can get the redemption on. It's work. We're working on behalf of all those who hear and see us. And you know that as a fact. So you can even take one of the subscription packages, not subscription, the one of the packages that we have as it relates to um, the whole mission itself, and that all of that is in the proposal. And remember, the proposal itself gives you details of how you can be a part of the tour itself that will be within our mission. Remember, the tour is just one part of the mission. It's a diplomatic mission, business mission at the same time. And again, if all of that is just too much for you, you can simply donate. All you have to do is to email us, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. That's Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. And let us know, hey, I would like to donate. And remember, at the same time, you have the PayPal, you have the Zelle, you have the Cash App, and all of these are the very same email, So it's not complicated at all, at all. And you could be a part of what we are doing in one way or the other. Now, first of all, I would happily love to see you there with us. You understand? I will definitely rejoice if you're on board with us. And then at the same time, those of you who you don't want to see that, oh, I know, I know. Those of you who, those of you who for sure will not be coming, and you would want to take one of the fundraiser package. Remember, we have the full subscription package. You have the full budget of 118,000. That is the largest package, and we have the gold package, which is just 10,000. But remember, any one of these packages that you choose, you're going to get the services that goes with the finance that is spent, from creating your own digital magazine to your paraphernalia to the marketing that we give you on all of our missions. So it's a lot that you can gain, family, to just be a part of the business aspect of what we're putting. I'm telling you the truth. For those of us who are, serious about liberation, you should be on board with your brother. There should be nothing. No one has no excuse. We're not here begging anything from anyone. We are creating packages that would benefit people. You have a business, you have a rent-a-car business, some of you have restaurants, some of you have bakeries. I am showing you how I can make your business renowned, world renowned. You understand? I did it with my businesses, our homeschool program. You may not be on it. Our astronomy course. We speak of it all the time. Maybe you haven't gotten to it yet, but many people that don't even know me, on these courses. Why? Because of the avenues we get into, because of the places. I tell you, the magazine was designed to do that. So we're in magazine shows. You see, we got to think differently, family. That's one of the things I'm trying to do with our tribe, our people. We got to wake up. We think somewhat like, I'm telling you, I work with my people every day, Rasta, Bobo Shanti, so supposedly conscious people, but we stuck somewhere. We just don't want to thrive. Yeah, we just want to kind of get along and get through. No, man, we gotta thrive. We gotta prosper. We got people to feed. We have a nation to build. That's why we think big. Eh? That's why we're talking about our mission to Ethiopia. I thought everybody wanted to go to Ethiopia. What, change our minds? What about the Zion and Holy Mount Zion? You can't be telling me too much on Mount Zion, right now. I'm not playing with nobody. No, I'm very serious. That is why we would have provided also some simple ways. You can donate $50 towards this mission here. Hmm? Because you understand the importance of it. That's why we say at least email us and get the proposal then so you can read. If you notice, I leave no loophole. No one can run away. No one can say Priest Isaac didn't come to the nation, to the people, and let them know that, hey, we have a diplomatic mission that is on. We have workshops, we have seminars giving you more detail. Some people, most ones, they ain't coming to those seminars. They just want to hear exciting subjects and topics, maybe like what we just spoke about. But when it comes to the mission, when it comes to our freedom and redemption, I'm not saying I have it all. I have the full solution. No, but I can't sit and wait for people to do. So I know I have good ideas. You know I have good ideas. I know what I can do. I know what my talents are. I'm not trying to do somebody else's work. So I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm not going, doing what I can't do. I know what I can do. You understand? So that is why we intend to approach almost every ministry we can think about on behalf of Rastafari and on behalf of our institute and even on behalf of the nation that we live in. And doing it strategically too, with letters and emails and visitation, a lot of work, family. So that is why I'm very appreciative, as they would say, to those of you who ain't coming nowhere. Some of you, man, I don't want to advertise nothing. I work for Social Security. I just want my pension. That ain't no good way to think, by the way. And those of you who may not be even of the level to take no $10,000 sponsorship package or or to sponsor the full trip. But I know you can donate a $20. I know you can cash up a 50 and 100. Man, that helps the mission because at least you're getting an understanding of how dynamic this mission is. It's like a delegation from any government going, but it's just that we ain't got no government that has no resources to even assist us. That's the point. The mission that's on right now, is a lot of hard work from the institute, fundraising and putting together. I'm telling you. That's why I appreciate love all those who even consider, even those who pledge and don't come up with their pledge. At least you could see they wanted to do something, and I appreciate love that. So yes, family, give thanks. I don't know what you say if you think Donald Trump is the Mussolini character, but the thing is, as I said, the spirit is there again. That if Mussolini think he want to invade, make him invade, because his invasion united Ethiopia. Yeah, crispy invasion, united Ethiopia behind Menelik II. So that is why you're supposed to know how to take the aggression around you, take confusion and chaos and bring order out of it. That is a law of nation because out of chaos and confusion does come order and stability. Yes, royal family, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Of course, again, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, obviously the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. Hey, remember, if it's the first time you're hearing about the magazine Kidemi and the Ambassador's Pen, you don't have to subscribe for them. It is free. Just go into the description below, press the link of these magazines, and read. And remember, it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Yeah, praise Fire, let the earth hear his voice. Will Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari I. Give thanks. Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of Astronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com for more information. Attention everyone! The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is inviting you to join us in September for the African Union CARICOM Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Sign up for the 3-day package and be a part of the AU CARICOM Summit, plus take in all of the sights of Addis Ababa, the new flower. Or you can opt for our 9-day cultural national tour, and that will engulf sites like Lalibela, Aksum, the Simeon Mountains, and much more. Transportation, accommodation, and your meals all included. So contact us now and reserve your spot. Email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com or visit our website priestisaacinstitute.com, Ethiopia. See you there.